Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news that jobs, growth and trade are all expanding. American employment grew at a healthy clip in November with 228,000 new jobs created. And for the first time on record, new jobs have been created in 86 straight months. Pay is rising too, up 2.5% and faster than inflation. Employers are now reporting wage cost pressure as their number one cost concern. The US Fed is all but certain to raise interest rates at its meeting on Thursday, and it's signalled to do so 3 times more in 2018. But if inflation starts to pick up, they could be forced to act more quickly, with unpredictable effects on financial markets and the economy. And don't forget, their naive tax cuts will deliver fiscal stimulus right at the time they actually don't need it, but accentuating the inflationary pressure. And China reported its consumer price inflation, which rose 1.7% in the year to November, and its producer price inflation, which rose 5.8% over the same period. China also reported very strong export and import trade growth for November. Imports were up 17.7% and exports jumped 12.3% from the same month a year ago. These gains came as the pace of world trade rises, but the size of the gains has surprised many analysts. Also surprising analysts was a revision higher of Japan's third quarter growth rate. It was 2.5%, and that nearly matched the surprisingly strong 2.6% of the second quarter. Japan has been expanding far more vigorously recently than we've come to expect over the past few decades. The one worry, though, is that the growth is powered by business investment and not private consumption. Not all the weekend data was positive, however. Germany reported higher October imports and lower exports as a smaller trade surplus. Actually, I suppose it is positive for Germany's trade partners. And back in China, the world's largest automated container terminal started its final trials over the weekend. This is a key area where robotisation of jobs will hit home. In fact, contract extension talks in the US for waterfront workers have hit a nasty snag over the issue, with union negotiators walking out over it. The stress will extend worldwide as high-paying manual jobs disappear to automation. But the last to change will be the biggest loser. In New York, the US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 2.38%. The price of crude oil is up slightly and is now just under $57.50 a barrel, while the Brent benchmark is just under $63.50 a barrel. The price of gold is down. It's down another $6 to its new lower level of $1,246 an ounce. And the Kiwi dollar is basically unchanged, now at 68.4 US cents. On the cross rates, we're similar at 91.1 Aussie cents, and against the euro, 58.1 euro cents. That puts the TWI a tick up at 71.6. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.